Hey everybody, AZ Badfish here. Welcome back to PrimeCraft Season 2. So, I've been a little busy off camera doing some stuff. I actually went out to the end for a while. I spent quite a bit there while I was flying around. I got a backup elytra, I got a bunch of shulker boxes, and I've done a little bit of work around the house. Let me put these shears back in here. We'll put these vines in here. So I am basically back to where I was last season, having all these shulker boxes with different purposes. So I basically have almost anything I need with me at all times, which is really handy, you guys. I really love shulker boxes. They're a great addition to the game. So as I mentioned off camera, I've been doing some stuff to the house. As you can see, I've got the top now, it's all done, like the roof is in place. I've got my little elytra platforms there, and the overhangs are all in, and I think the house is looking a lot better from the outside. There's definitely still some work to be done, but I'm going to be working on that here and there as I feel like it. Also, on the inside, as you can see, I redid the storage area. It looks a little bit better. I'm probably going to end up putting one more chest here in every column. But yeah, we don't need a whole ton of storage because we've got shulker boxes now. So that's pretty awesome. We're going to be doing some work on the inside. This is really temporary. It's just a sugarcane farm. I've been kind of AFK here a little bit, trying to collect some sugarcane because I need a bunch of paper to make a bunch of books, because I'm building up some bookshelves. Actually, is where I'm at. I spent a long time breeding cows because I want to kind of make this area like a reading room, like a library area. I'm going to put my enchanting table in here, a bunch of bookshelves lining the walls, and some like furniture and stuff eventually. But yeah, that's not for today. That's not for today because I've got an idea, you guys. And actually, these staircases, they go all the way to the top. We can show you that real quick. I've got an idea, and there's two things that we need pretty quickly here on this server. We need slime and we need iron. And, you know, I know where the iron farms are going to be going. I guess, which way am I looking at? I'm totally turned around up here. We need slime and we need iron. And I can't really build the iron farms just yet because I don't have a ton of material. So I was like, well, I could go mining and gather up all the stone that way. But then I was thinking, you know, we really also need a slime farm. Like, we don't have one yet, and we're really going to need one, especially for those of us who like slime blocks and redstone with sticky pistons and stuff like that. So that's going to be really necessary. And as you can see, maybe you noticed, there are these 4 cobblestone placeholders. And the other one, you probably can't see it from here. But those things, this is mapping out 2 alleged slime chunks. I'm not sure how good chunk base is anymore. I tried getting a mist to work, and I'm not sure if that just doesn't work anymore, or maybe I need to reinstall it or something. But according to chunk base, these are slime chunks right here. There's 2 of them, and if I hit F3 and G, you can kind of see that this is the inside corners of this chunk, and this chunk over here is also a slime chunk. So that's pretty cool, because this is right in the middle of our community farms area. It does, unfortunately, come underneath these sheep and these chickens, but honestly, both of these farms are really temporary. They're not going to be here for that long. So I think what I can actually do is just kind of maybe dig out an area down here underneath. We'll start basically digging underneath this hill so that we can leave the hill mostly intact. But yeah, I think today I want to get started on a slime farm, and hopefully we can get it finished in this episode. So the first thing I've got to do, of course, is start digging. So we can go ahead and turn that back off. And I think I just want to kind of, see, this is the inside corner, so I want to come in underneath and start like this. And I'll just start digging this out. And actually, of course, I'm going to need to turn these back on. Whoop. Something happened. Game, please. Lag. I turned the chunk borders back on and it froze there for a second. So yeah, and you can also see that this is up against this wall here, so all of this is going to be exposed, which is okay, I suppose. But I'm just going to come in and do these right now. So I'm going to dig this out, and I will see you guys in a long time, because I don't have a beacon, and I'm about to dig 2 chunks down pretty deep. Alright guys, it's been a couple days and I've come out here a few times. Spent an hour or two where I can't digging out. But yeah, this is taking quite a long time. But as you can see, we're down here on Y level 5, and you can tell that because it's where the bedrock starts. So that is pretty fun. And as you can see, I've had a few issues with ravines. This was a big one that came through. There's the actual top half of it. This guy came in here and was actually about halfway into this chunk over here, but it's completely gone now because I had to dig it all the way out. So that's pretty cool. I've actually got to get in there. You can see it's still kind of dark in there. I haven't really lit that ravine up as much. This one's all lit up. There's actually another one way back in there that I might go and light up as well. But yeah, so that hopefully I've got most of the area directly around here at least lit up, so that should be good enough. Of course, as I said, that ravine. Anyways, so we are down here and I've got 2 chunks dug out, as well as we've left some room here on the sides because we're going to be building obviously the slime farm components in here. And I've decided to go with an Ilmango design, and I think it's a really interesting design in that it stops at Y level 30, and it's because he talks about the spawning algorithm, and I'll definitely put a link to his tutorial in the video so you guys can video description so you guys can get a much better idea of what's actually going on. But to briefly explain, the game wants to spawn mobs wherever it can, and when it starts looking for space, it starts looking at the bottom and then goes up, right? So if you can see these blue outlines, I've got F3 and G turned on, which is the chunk borders. You can see these blue lines are what's called sub chunks, and it's it's a 16 by 16 by 16, and so we are basically going to stay below or only use the bottom 2 sub chunks. That way the game, and obviously we'll have to remove all that dirt and stone at the top. There's only like 2 or 3 levels though, and I wanted to leave it in place for now until the farm's all the way in. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be building platforms, spawning pads in here for them, and then we are going to be putting some iron golems in here on this side and on that side to pull the slimes away from the pads so that they die a lot faster. We'll go ahead and I guess we can leave that on for now, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by putting in, I think I've got a bunch of stuff in here. Start by putting in our collection system. So I'm gonna be doing that, and obviously this is the slime chunk, so we're gonna be making sure we get the whole thing covered. And what I want to do, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to have to move these torches probably as we go along. But we'll go ahead and run. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to do this. I definitely will not. So let me get the rails in place, and I'll come back to you guys. Alright guys, back, and I've got all the rail in place, and we're going to go ahead and hook up an unloader system, but I thought it would be neat to bring you guys back in, just in case you haven't seen one of these before. I'm sure most of you have, but yeah, so we'll go ahead and build one of these real quick. I got some stone bricks, just because. I think it'll be a little bit better than just having pieces of stone. So how this works is we're going to take a comparator, and then we're going to put a block here, and then on the other side of that block we're going to throw a torch, and then on top of that torch we're going to take a block, and then we're going to put a repeater, grab another block, stick it right there, and yeah, actually I think that's all we need to do. And then I can put a rail here, and then a powered rail like that. Yep. So that when a hopper minecart comes up in here, that comparator will pull a signal off of here. It'll turn off the torch on the back of this block, which will unpower that block, unpower this block, and it'll actually, so whenever basically there's stuff in this hopper, this rail is going to turn off. So the hopper minecart will sit there, and then once it's done dumping off all the slime balls into this chest here, it will you know, the thing will start going back the other way. And we'll go ahead and grab a block, stick a block right there, so that it'll bounce right off the side. And actually, I actually think that might need to come out by one more, just so that it's not right up against this chunk. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then the same thing over here. Alright, so the unloaders are in place. The next thing we got to do is put in our cookers, and we're just gonna use magma blocks, and we're gonna put them right over the tops of these 3 bits right here. And actually, yeah. So we're just gonna carry this along all the way down to the end, and I'm gonna do that on both sides. Alright, so magma blocks are all in place, and that is going to show us where the level of our first spawning platform is going to be, and that's going to be right there, like that. So the next thing I'm going to do, oh, see, this thing is working. We are spawning slimes. But yeah, as soon as I dispatch this guy, oh nice, four medium-sized ones. We are just going to basically fill in the slabs in between our 2 magma block sections, and then we'll take a look at it from there. Alrighty, first platform is in place and done, and all that's really left to do as far as the spawn platforms is concerned is build a few more of them. I think 8 or 9 more will fit inside of the 2 sub-chunks here, but what we're going to be doing is kind of coming over here, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our next platform is going to go right there. So this basically gives you 3.5 spaces. That's plenty of room for the big slimes to spawn under here and jump around. And that's how we're going to be doing that. So I am going to continue on doing this and getting all of these platforms in place. And then I'll come back to you once they're all in. Hopefully I got enough stone. I don't think that I do. Not on me, at least. Whoops. Alright, so all the platforms are in place. I ended up getting 7 platforms to stay. If I remember, we wanted to stay inside below that second blue line. And this guy is right there. So that's as high up as I want to take this thing, at least the spawning platforms. I also went ahead and moved these guys back and up 1. So, because I realized that, of course, the bedrock is down here and stuff like that, so I'm not going to be able to make an item elevator the way that it was before. So now I just moved them up 1 and moved them back a couple so that the cart could come in. And now I've got this block here to work with, and without bedrock getting in the way, which is good because eventually we're going to be building an item elevator that's going to ship all these things up to the top, which will be nice and handy. But before we do that, I'm sure you can see there's some slimes back there. We've got some more work to do in here because we want to make this a little bit more efficient. Now, as I mentioned, this is an Ilmango farm. This is an Ilmango design. The tutorial, of course, will be in the description, but I'm not following it exactly. However, one of the things I did want to take is his use of iron golems to basically aggro the slimes off the platform so that they die faster, which means we'll get more spawns in here, just to increase the efficiency of the farm. And I think that's a great idea. But, and it seems like, yep, it seems like we've got a slime up there. It doesn't really work when you're inside the farm, so you got to kill them manually. Come on. Alright, that's good. That's great. So what we got to do is I've got to make these little platforms for these guys to stand on, but I realized, again, that this is actually going to be inset by 1. The plan is to have the wall here in this 1 wide gap right here. You know, we're going to put a wall in that looks kind of semi-decent, you know, but, excuse me. But this is also where the golems are going to have to stand. So I'm going to have to kind of break into here a little bit and put in some stone brick or something to make it look okay, you know. Alright, so that's all done. There are, you know, along each of these center column type things, there's 4 platforms for iron golems, which means there's 8 on each side for a total of 16, which, if I did my math right, means I need this whole stack of iron blocks to put in the iron golems. So That's a little bit more than I was expecting, but I have enough to do it, so that's fine. I'm not doing it just yet, though, because I need to get the walls in place first, and then to put the fences around, and that'll probably be one of the last things I do before I start actually, you know, building the walls the rest of the way up and uncovering it and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I'm just not 100% sure how I want to do the walls yet. I need to kind of think about it, so I think while I'm putting some thought to that, I'm going to go ahead and encase the sides here with some glass. And I know this isn't glass, but I'm going to do the bottom part here with stone brick and then glass up the sides here just to keep the slimes from, because right now there's nothing stopping them or drawing them in any one direction, I guess, except for me, maybe. And I don't want them dropping off over the sides anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and put our glass in here and think about what I want to do with the walls. Probably something with concrete, I imagine, which means I'm going to have to go make some. Alright, so this whole farm now, on this side and that far side over there, is all encased in glass. These sides here obviously are not yet. This is where the actual wall is going to go, and now that I think about it, I'm probably going to go back there and remove, well, maybe not remove that glass. I don't know. I was thinking take it out and replace with the wall, because we don't really need it right there, but I mean, I already put it in there, plus it is keeping the slimes in place for now. I don't know. Once I figure out what I'm actually going to do with the walls, then maybe. But yeah, this thing is really working pretty well so far. I mean, I've got a bunch of slime already in both of these chests, and now I've got to get a way to get them up to the top. And I think the obvious answer to that is item elevator, right? Super simple one. Nothing you guys probably haven't seen before, but we're going to need to remove some of this stuff so we can put it in. Alright, dug out some space, and of course we're going to have to dig out a lot more to go all the way to the top here, because I want to make this out of glass so you can kind of see it. But as I mentioned, it's probably nothing you guys haven't seen before, but I'll go ahead and build it real fast. So we're going to remove this, and I think I need like this many, maybe. We'll go ahead and put a torch in here. And then we're going to take our comparator and bring it off of this dropper. And then we'll have a repeater here and a repeater. Oh, I thought I made 2 repeaters. I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, no. No, I didn't. It's alright. I made enough stuff for 2 repeaters at least. So, repeater there, and we need a repeater here. Put that on subtract mode. Go ahead and grab our redstone and grab it around like, oh, 1 short. Wouldn't you know it? Never have as much as you need. It doesn't matter what the resource is. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and grab a stone brick there. Bam, now it's done. So whenever there's items in here, and that's what we want to see. So we can actually, I'll take that out, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And what I'm actually gonna do, I'm not gonna hook this up yet, all the way at least. Well, I'll go ahead and put a brick there, so that I can grab, I made a bunch of hoppers. I probably made more than I needed, but you never know. And then we're just going to run this hopper line. So now the stuff that's in this chest is going to start filtering down into here, which is good. And as I said, I'm not going to hook it up all the way just yet. Whoops. That's alright. Go ahead and take that. We'll lose that, but we can get it right back. Okay. So we've got this guy here. And I can go ahead and do this. And I think what I'll do, because what I want to make this look nice, so I want to have it be glass, probably green glass. I don't really know, but well, maybe just clear glass, because I'm going to wrap this whole thing in stone brick. So what I'm going to have to do is actually dig out a big area that's actually this size, like that, so that I can start doing that. And that is going to take a while. So obviously I'm going to do that off camera. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so that item elevator is now all in place. It's kind of a large one, and of course we'll probably come in here and make this look nicer eventually, but for right now I've got 4 double chests worth of storage here for this stuff, so hopefully that'll be enough. I mean, I don't know how much people are going to be needing tons and tons of slime, but hopefully that will be plenty. Let's go ahead and get down to the bottom a little quicker. Alright. So let me kind of reorganize stuff here a bit. So now in theory, as soon as I put this hopper in place, we are going to have items going up. And there we go. Slime balls headed up to the top. Now, I guess I can go ahead and run these one more time. I did hit a bit of water, so I'm kind of hoping that all of this still works, because I had to redo a lot of the rails under here. I had water come down, and it went in here and wiped out all the rails. So that looks like it's still working, so that is good. We'll go ahead and grab the other side as well. And then the next thing that we need to do, I guess, is start getting these all of the iron golems in place. And I'm actually going to need to run back up to the top and grab some pumpkins. So, having a bit of trouble getting these iron golems in place. I think their hitbox is just bigger than this area, but I don't have enough iron really to keep messing around and messing up. So Vidargavia is on the way over. We're going to try and figure it out. Alright, well, this guy is in place, but unfortunately, as you can see, I had to move it back one because he needs just a little bit more space. And luckily, he's not taking any damage, it doesn't look like, from that magma block. So he's just going to hang out right in there. And I have just got to kind of build these fences up now. But we're going to leave this front part right there. Like that. And then we'll come up and over. And you know, I don't know if I want to do fences all the way to the top or not. I don't think I do. I think I want to leave it just like that. And then I will come along behind here with stone brick like this and kind of continue this up. So we've got, yeah. So I guess he'll just have a little pocket in there to sit in. So, well, no, because we have to do fences all the way up, because otherwise the slimes will kind of fall in there, and we don't want that. So, alright, now that I've got that figured out, I guess I can get to work putting these all in place, and hopefully it won't take, well, it will take a while, because I've got to redig out all this stuff that I already did. This is why planning is important. Alright guys, I'll see you in a while. Alright guys, so I'm back, and Vidargavia came out and helped me out, and we got the last of these guys in place. They're all in. There's 4, you know, as I said, there's 4 on each side for each center of each chunk. So that means there's a total of 16 golems in here, and they're all up here, and they are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, just hanging out and being bait for the slimes. Now, the only thing left to really do here is to put in our decorative walls, and we gotta figure out what we're gonna be doing. I'll probably play around with some stuff here for a little bit and come back to you, but yeah, once that's in, this will be fully up and operational. As it is right now, the slimes do come in here and they do die for the most part here, but I have seen some like mid-sized slimes end up, you know, over here on this block, trying to get at these guys, like standing right here, and they're not actually dying, but they eventually will walk around and get killed. So as it is right now, it is working, and we've got a bunch of slime up top, but yeah, we just got to figure out what we're going to do for the rest of it. Alright guys, check this out. I got Vidargavia and Skoozi over here. We're talking about what to do with the walls and stuff, but look, we just finished uncovering the whole thing. And yeah, this is what it looks like from the top. And it's, as you can see, it's rocking and rolling. The slime's down there. We got him piped up to the top here and coming in here. And yeah, I guess we'll figure out what to do with the walls and come back to you guys. Alright guys, so here, the main structure is all done. Check it out. I think it looks pretty awesome. It's a great idea Vidargavia had, and I'm glad that he and Skoozi were able to come out and help me out, as otherwise this would have taken me a lot longer. But yeah, it's all in place. It's all working really well. We've got a bunch of slimes, and as you can see, they just go right off the edge, right towards those guys, which is exactly what we want. They die on the bottom, and the cart picks it up. So, and of course it gets piped all the way up here, and we've got some chests here, and a bunch of slime already. So this thing is working really well. The only thing left that I really want to do is get this staircase kind of all done, because while the main structure is done, the staircase is still basically this. So I'm going to get to working on that, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so the staircase is all in place, and I went with the same aesthetic as we used for the slime farm, which is just stone brick and gray concrete powder. I also mixed in some cobblestone with the stairs and stuff like that. Yeah, I realized after editing the video, it's not only is it long, but I messed up my recording hotkeys and ended up not recording short clips of me explaining what we decided to do with the walls, and ended up recording like an hour and a half of nothing twice. So sorry about that. But yeah, the slime farm is completely done now. So I think we'll go ahead and call that an episode. So if you liked it, leave me a like, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think of the slime farm, if you got any questions or anything like that. And I guess until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.